What's up, y'all? I wanted to do another follow-up around the buyback black debt because I want to talk a little bit about the intention behind the project and begin to shape it in a way that gives more people access. So again, I like to frame all of this by saying I am building the plane as I fly it. But what I also want to say is that I don't want to fly this plane alone, nor should I. It actually isn't my responsibility, right, to make sure that white people help Black people who are the victims of systemic and institutional racism seek remedy from that, right? That should be a thing that white people do and organize and put together and reach out for and build community around. That is part of the work. And I'm grateful that this particular idea has come through me, but it's clear to me today that it has come through me to go to you. And so here is the vision that I'm going to set forth. And then here is the charge that I'm going to set forth after that. The vision of buyback black debt is first and foremost relational. It is about mending the relationship between Black people and white people. It is about ending the relationship of extraction and benefit at the detriment of Black people's lives, opportunity, wealth, resource. It is about balancing karmic debt, spiritual debt, energetic and relational debt, so that we can figure out how to be back in right relationship with one another. And so this is not a transactional project. That's not at all my vision. I had folks today and they were like, well, if you make a trust, Sonya, or you could put the money in a foundation, or no. I have zero desire to re-engage myself in the same sorts of institutions that I'm trying to get Black people from having to be dealing with. So until those institutions fall, white people are the best people to be intermediaries inside of those institutions, pushing them, shifting them, changing them, subverting them, by using their faces, their credit, their resources to give access to Black people who have a harder time getting access to those things because of Blackness. So here's my vision. This is what I'm doing with my buyback black debt. To the people who have submitted to me and said, I want to be a part of this initiative. You all are part of this initiative over here of buyback black debt. I am going to use those people who submitted, and I am going to match them with someone who also submitted who has debt. And then I'm going to turn the relationship over to them to work through the details. It's not mine to work through the details. It's not mine. It's actually between two people, because here's what the relationship can be this. The relationship can be, thank you. Here is the account number and telephone number where you can pay that debt. Please email me back the receipt. It could be that. Or the relationship can be, thank you. This was transformative in my life, and I want to actually get to know the person who showed up in such a way that transformed my life. I would actually like to build a relationship. There is an opportunity for a new level of connection through this process. And I want us to get out of the thinking of transactional. White people pay me to do a thing. White people, like that sort of, I gave money here. And I want to encourage us to look at how we can be in relationship. And so if you've signed up for my buyback black debt, you will be matched with someone. You all will be connected. And then you will be facilitating building that relationship. That's for you. The other vision that I have is that this is not just mine. You can create your own Buy Back Black debt. You can create your own Buy Back Black debt and do it in a group. You can create a community group that is about buying back Black debt. You could raise a certain amount of money, and then you could pick a family. Preferably a Black family you already know. Because here's the deal. You don't have to look far to find Black people whose lives are mired in institutional racism. They're in your community. They're your neighbors. They're your coworkers. I encourage you to start with Black people you know. And you don't have to know them well. You just have to know them. You know that you see them every Friday when you go to the grocery store, or you know that they work in cubicle 7, and you don't have to do anything special except say, do you have some debt? I would like to be in a relationship. I have a group that's about trying to pay off some Black debt, and we would like to be in relationship with you and help you clear that debt. Is that something you'd be open to? Right? And then you've done it. Commit to a certain number. My goal is to pay off 100 people's Black debt in the remainder of the year. That's the goal I'm shooting for. Or the working group that I'm about to work with, because there are several folks who've asked to volunteer and help me. Guess what? You're the Buy Back Black Debt working group. And I'm just going to be a Black person who is going to advise, right? But the goal is that my working group is going to clear 100 Black people's debt between now and the end of the year. Maybe your goal is we're going to do 5 people. Maybe it's 10, maybe it's 20, whatever. You decide. You get your people together. And in that case, you don't need for me, the reason that I did a threshold is because that is administratively more functional, and because I am targeting white wealth. You can do a Buy Back Black debt that isn't about targeting wealthy folks, right? Again, it's a great place to build solidarity relationships. Like, we want to buy back Black debt, but we also want to be in better relationship with you because we have class struggles that are aligned, right? So find your Buy Back Black debt working group. Get your 5 to 10 people in your community who are interested in more. I don't know. You can put together, but once you start, if you're going to put 30 people together, buy somebody's mortgage off. If you're going to do 30, if you're going to start amassing those kinds of things, start seeking to eliminate experiences, like transform people's lives. That's what I'm saying. There's an opportunity to transform people's lives. So go for it. Go hard. Get 40 white people in your community together. Get your entire organization to do a Buy Back Black debt campaign. Right? So that it's not these organizations be doing these dumb wellness things that never include actual wellness and are usually fat phobic and reinforcing all kinds of ableism and awful things. Don't do that. Do back a Buy Back Black debt campaign organizationally as a small business and raise enough money to pay off a community member's mortgage or somebody in your organization's mortgage. Do it as a lottery, But in the meantime, there's relationship building. That's what matters. What matters is that this is not transactional. What matters is that this turns into, how it turns into really closing the wealth gap? That you build the kind of friendships where you start leaving people's children in your wills. You start taking care of the tuition of Black children because you've built relationship as such, so that the boundaries that used to facilitate whether or not people got wealth, that was really just about family and the sort of nesting of white supremacist delusion, that gets broken up. And all of a sudden, you are reconciled to the family of humanity. And that's how those gaps start to close. That's the vision I see around this. I'm inviting you all to participate. Message me and let me know if you're going to start a Buy Back Black debt group. I would love to know what happens. I would love to report back regularly and tell folks what kinds of things are happening, what relationships are being built, whose lives have been transformed. That's what I'm interested in seeing. It's what I believe we can do. I'm going to keep you posted about how our group works out over here. Sending you all lots of love. Let's go change the world.